Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday, the 21st of July. Surging oil prices have pushed inflation up again. Latest CPI data shows annual inflation has reached 4.1%. That's up from 3.1% in December and March. With more, business reporter Michael Sergel.
The Reserve Bank and economists were forecasting a rate between 3.9 and 4.1%. Earlier forecasts went as high as 4.9%. Inflation's well down on the 7.3% seen 4 years ago, but it's still well above the Reserve Bank's 1 to 3% target.
A Māori landowners network is disappointed the government's watering down iwi council partnerships. New changes to the incoming Resource Management Act would throw out existing mana whakahono a rohe and prevent more being signed. RMA Reform Minister Chris Bishop argues the partnerships have moved out of shape. Tairāwhiti Whenua Charitable Trust Chief Executive Hilton Collier says iwi do great environmental work.
Much of that achieved through joint management agreements, and at face value they're ignoring what's been achieved, and in some cases they're also ignoring treaty settlements.
A report on the public inquiry into the disappearance of Marakopa father Tom Phillips and his children will be handed to the government today. It'll be given to Attorney General Chris Bishop, who will weigh up a response. Phillips disappeared with the children in late 2021 and they were missing until he was killed in a shootout with police last September. The inquiry looked into whether agencies took all practicable steps to protect the children's safety and welfare. Serious concerns about conditions at Waikato's Spring Hill prison. An inspection has found the facility near Mirimiri has essentially become a remand centre in the past decade. Its population has increased nearly 30% to 829. Hopes the government's $60 million boost for Golden Bay Cement's Whangarei plant sparks conversations. It's our only cement manufacturing facility, supplying 60% of Kiwi concrete. Owner Fletcher Building has committed to putting at least $150 million into the plant up to 2040. The Employers and Manufacturers Association's Alan McDonald says this could help push regulatory change.
Do we want to go down that track of looking at those critical industries and saying what can we do to make sure that they remain in place to give us that resilience?
New Zealand is milking it in the dairy market, holding our place as the world's largest single-country dairy exporter. Rabobank's World Dairy Map shows we accounted for 22.1% of global exports last year. It highlights global dairy trade grew by 11% across this timeframe. US President Donald Trump is imposing 50% tariffs on most Canadian goods, claiming the country's unfairly discriminated against American autos, alcohol and dairy products. To sport. The perks keep coming for golfer Ryan Fox after his triumph at the Open on Royal Birkdale. He gets entry to future Open Championships until the age of 55, has 5-year exemptions at the other majors and is guaranteed a 5-year PGA Tour card. The Women's Tennis Association will require players to undergo genetic sex testing before being granted permission to compete on their professional tour. And boxer Wendell Stanley and shot putter Jack O'Gill have withdrawn from the New Zealand team for the Commonwealth Games due to undisclosed issues. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.